So guys, you know that I love reptiles and I love snakes. Well, today I have a really exciting guest that's coming in because I'm an animal lover, and that means that I'm into aquarium fish too. And that's right, Joey from King of DIY is coming into town all the way from Canada, and I'm going to give him a little taste of my world, and then later on we're going to go check out a little of his world. Hey, Joey, what's going on,
Brian,
bro?
my man.
All right, man. Good to see you, man.
Doing better now.
All right, well, I'm so happy you got a chance to come all this way and get a chance to see my world. I mean, obviously, for starters, guys, you know, this is Joey. He's got an amazing YouTube channel called King of DIY, which, of course, is do-it-yourself. He makes all kinds of cool aquariums and filters and stands and anything you can imagine. So if you're into fish or just learning about building stuff for that matter, check out his channel. I'll put a link in the description as well as an annotation. And while he's here, I'm going to be vlogging myself away, so I'll make sure to put a link to my daily vlog. You guys can check that out if you want to. So anyways, welcome to my world. You know, I mean,
I'm excited to be here. I'm totally excited. Excited and nervous.
Right, because you told me you're not really a snake guy, right?
It's not that I'm not a snake guy. I appreciate all animals and I respect snakes. But like many people, I'm a little bit scared to hold them. And you know, I'm here today to kind of help break that stigma and understand how to properly handle. And I just really want to get to know snakes a little bit better.
Well, I tell you what, you've come to the right place because not only will I show you some snakes, I'll get you more comfortable with snakes. I'm going to go out on a limb. You're going to leave here a snake expert.
I'm definitely going to leave a little bit more educated, but at the same time, I'm way out of my comfort zone right now.
No, it's fine. Well, I'm going to just show you a few things, and we're going to, you know, just kind of roll through, and then later on, we're going to go check out a little your world with an aquarium. Yeah. Should be really cool. This is actually what they call a 100-flower rat snake, or a Moellendorffi. These guys are from China, and it's just a weird rat snake. I just think it's super cool because it shows how diverse snakes can be and how wild the colors are, right? You've got this like red head, turns to a greenish body, comes back to a reddish tail, and I think that's, you know, I mean, when it comes to aquarium fish, is what drew you to it? I mean, is it the diversity, the colors, or what is it?
You know, at first I was just mesmerized by animals that could live underwater, and of course it's just entirely intoxicating watching a beautifully well put together tank. But then you begin to understand the ecology of an aquarium and, you know, appreciate all of it. You know, it's
well, that's the thing.
Like, these guys are majestic to me, and that's why I'm drawn to them.
I think that's one of the really cool things about what you guys do is you like create like micro habitats, you know, like little micro environments. Yeah. Where snakes, I think, are a little bit more like a hands-on. You know, obviously you're not playing with your fish,
no.
But tell me, so what's your thought process when you're trying to create that environment?
You know, ultimately, whatever's best for the animal is what comes first, and then you have to form their environment around it, whether it be taking into consideration the size of the home, what type of filtration, whether or not they can have other fish in the aquarium or not, and of course the layout of the tank. Some fish prefer to have certain decorations and substrates, and some do better with none. It really depends on the fish itself, and that's why the aquarium hobby is so enormous. When you get into it, you realize there's much more to it than you might have thought. Where with snakes, what I'm drawn to is this. This is a pet for you. This is almost like a little dog where you can play with it and hold it and get to know the animal a bit more. But what I'm always thinking about is, at what point is it gonna bite me?
Well, you know, most snakes don't bite, to be honest, and this is a albino Chinese beauty snake, but I think sometimes learning about snakes in the fact that they can bite, but they don't normally bite. Sometimes when you see a snake bite, it takes away a little bit of that, like, drama, right? So I'm going to just try something here, because why not, right? And this is actually a Mexican black king snake right here, and this is basically, this is a bite right there. So, you know, it's not nearly as intense as you think it is. So sometimes when you see a snake bite like this, guys, you know, you see it and you go, wait a second, you know, why have I been fearing that for so long? You know, it's really not a big deal. You can see I'm not screaming or yelling or you know, whatever. Now listen, I don't want you to get bit today. You know, I'm not going to let everything we're going to handle today, no problems with getting bit. But I wanted to show you kind of how, in my attitude, getting bit by a snake is not a big deal. You know, I mean, again, you can see that I'm not.
It wasn't that dramatic. It's not taking you down and slowly devouring you. And that's, you know,
Joey, call 911 quick.
I'm weak.
Wow. I will say this part hurts a little bit more. I'm not going to lie to you. Trying to get them off is much more difficult than getting bitten by them when they're just kind of sitting there. And that's it. See, that was it. That's how easy. See how nice that is? No big deal, right? And it's just a little bit of a little, you know, there's a little bit of a mark, but no big deal, you know. But there, you know, most snakes are really, I mean, you know, the fact that what draws me to them is, it draws me is the colors, the patterns, just the beauty of these animals. This is actually a high white albino California king snake, and these guys only get about, you know, 3 foot long or so. Well, you know, 4 foot I would say actually, about, you know, about that big around, and you know, they're just amazing. And listen, there's even, you know, things that are really designer. Which, you know, let me ask you, is there a lot of designer stuff going on?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So
selectively bred, just like this.
Right, so it's the same type of thing. This actually is a snake without scales. So it's a scaleless snake. Oh, and as you can feel, doesn't it feel weird? Almost like rubber, right? Yeah, it's just completely bizarre. You know, I was going to ask you a question about this. What do you think about in the fish world, the whole GMO thing is starting to happen. How does your hobby feel about it? I'm an outsider, so I have no idea. To me, I think, oh, they look really cool, and if it's not harming the animal, it's awesome. I mean, does the aquarius hate that or like it?
You know, you can look at it from almost putting a line in the sand. People are totally against it, and others are embracing it. You know, it kind of depends on what your standpoint is. And mine is as long as it doesn't hurt the animal, as long as it can still function. I mean, as long as it can still breathe, it can still eat properly, and it's not, you know, hurting anything about the fish, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, and GMO, guys, is genetically modified organism. And what you're seeing in some fish is they're actually adding like jellyfish proteins and causing different colors in the fish that make them look unbelievably beautiful. But they are genetically modified, you know, so the original animal or original fish was injected with this protein. Then after that, they breed true, so you're not continuously injecting the fish. The offspring carry the trait that you have genetically modified into the apparent fish. So again, I didn't know. I have no idea. So anyways, I've got a couple bigger animals I want to show you right now. You ready? You man up?
I'm ready. Let's do this.
So Joey, there's no way that I can bring you into the BHB world without showing you two mascot animals of mine. And one of them, of course, is what I think is one of the most amazing animals that I've ever had. And that, of course, is RJ here, my alligator. And you can just see how amazingly docile he is. You don't have to ever worry about anything with him other than maybe wiggling around a little bit and getting a little bit wet, which is sometimes something I don't like to do. RJ, stop. So literally.
I'm an aquarium hobbyist. I'm used to getting wet.
Yeah. Well, this is literally an American alligator. I've had him since he was a little pup, just a little baby. You can hear him hissing a little bit. But he's great. I mean, you think you want to try to tackle holding him?
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, you know, RJ is just a great animal. All right, you can give him a little bit of...
I'm going to go down with him.
All right, you're going to go down.
Yeah. Oh, is he ever strong for his size, eh?
They are a complete muscle.
Yeah.
And when he wants to start moving, it's a little bit harder. And that's why, you know, sometimes, you know, when you start wrangling a RJ, here, I'll get him. He's just getting a little bit weird. Sometimes he just needs a little bit. What are you doing, buddy?
He likes his dad.
He likes his papa. Moving on to another animal that is really fast stealing my heart because she's just such an amazing snake. And this is, of course, an albino reticulated python. Now you don't have a lot of experience with snakes, right?
No, I would say zero.
Zero. Well, I tell you what, we're gonna throw you into the fire here, and we're gonna get you right onto a big snake right off the bat. And if you can get comfortable with an animal of this size, you can get comfortable with any snake. So, she could sometimes be a little bit fun to get out of her cage.
How much would you say she weighs?
You know, she only weighs maybe about 80, 85 pounds.
Oh, no way.
But it's all muscle. And when she wants to move a certain way, it's really hard to get her to...
How about you control her head?
If you want to start pulling her out.
Oh, man. She don't want to come out.
Yep, you're pulling her that way. All right, we're getting close. It just keeps coming, doesn't it?
Oh, it does. She doesn't stop.
Yeah, she's not a hugely thick snake, but she's a long snake. So this is what I'm going to do, is hang on a second here. All right, and like I said, her name is Daisy.
Daisy.
Super tame. And I tell you what, I want you to get this experience. So come over by me.
All right.
Turn around real quick. Yep, and just let her go.
Hey,
and
Daisy. Be nice to me.
She's going to hang on to you as much as you're going to hang on to her. She'll give you a little bit of a squeeze, but it's nothing to really be concerned about.
And should I be controlling her head?
Nope. Just let her go 100%.
Let her go.
So what do you think, huh?
Well, I can see why these are a constricting animal. She's definitely nothing but muscle. That's all I can describe her by. That's all it's been with these snakes, is just pure raw muscle.
And the thing about, what it is that she's kind of anchoring herself to you like you're a tree, right?
Yeah,
so she just wants to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And she's going to use you and she's going to use me just like she would when she's, out in the wild and she's climbing the tree. But again, Daisy is a snake that I've had since she was a baby, but I've really rediscovered how amazing she is just over the last little bit. And she's just a beautiful animal. She's never aggressive whatsoever. And I think in the future, she'll be a big ambassador for me to reach out to people and teach people just like you. And by the way, you're doing, for a guy that has no snake experience, I mean, you guys give him a round of applause, right? Because that's pretty awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. It's you can ever feel her tightening. Now, because if she wanted to wrap herself around me, and I feel like she's so strong that there's not a whole lot I can do about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's one of the reasons why even a snake like Daisy that's really docile, we always make sure that there's a couple people when we're handling it. Not that she would ever want to hurt you, but you could definitely get into a situation where she's not going to try to harm you, but she's going to trap you. Like you can see, you got your arm trapped in there. You got, you can easily get a leg trapped up, and you just want a second person around. And I'm just a person that believes wholeheartedly that when you're dealing with big snakes like Daisy here, that you should always have a second person on just in case. So I don't know. What do you think? It's pretty cool?
Absolutely.
It's awesome. All right, man. Well, hey, listen. I brought you into my world a little bit. What do you say if we take a trip into your aquatic world?
It's time to show you a slice of the aquatic life.
All right, let's do it. One of the things that's really awesome about places like Sea Life is the fact that there is this connection with wildlife, which is really cool. And things like this touch tank here really is kind of the first thing that some kids will get an opportunity, and then hopefully it'll pique their curiosity and they'll want to learn more about these animals, whether it's starfish or horseshoe crabs or little urchins. I mean, this is an awesome opportunity to get your hands on and actually see the animals. And again, that's what it's all about, is that connection between wildlife. And that's why I love places like this. So this room is actually a changing exhibit. It lasts for about a year, and right now it's actually all about things with claws, like crabs. And you can see this kind of cool exhibit, which I think is absolutely awesome. But there's one guy that definitely caught me. Take a look at this, guys. Look at this guy right here. This, of course, is the Japanese spider crab, which is the largest crab. I mean, these guys can literally get 6 foot plus with their leg span. That is one absolutely amazingly cool animal. And although I'm afraid of spiders, for whatever reason, crabs I think they're really cool animals, and it's a little bit creepy, and essentially they are sea spiders in a way, right? But that is awesome, and I just can't imagine. I mean, look at how huge that is. That is so cool.
This is a saltwater aquarium, and there's a ton of different types in here. We've got tangs, lionfish, foxface. What do we have? We had Moorish idols on the other side. There's a butterfly fish up on the other side. This is a great selection of fish. Really beautiful, guys. Yeah, there's a puffer fish. They rarely actually puff up, though. They only puff up in defense. When something's trying to eat them, they puff up. so that whatever has them in their mouth can no longer swallow them, and a lot of the times it works out well for them. They'll also puff up when they're stressed, but it's not good for them. However, they can deflate when they want to.
All right, so that was the out front part of the aquarium where basically anyone can go in, but we're really interested in the behind the scenes. And in particular, Joey, being the DIY type of guy, he really wants to know how the life support works here to keep all of this afloat. So we're heading in, it's gonna be loud, so no audio, but we're gonna show you what it's like to run the behind the scenes in this aquarium. There's no doubt that behind the scenes at places like Sea Life Aquarium is really what I enjoy. You know, seeing stuff out there is fantastic, but I want to take you guys on accesses to that you wouldn't normally get typically. And this is super cool. Remember that big tank with the sharks and everything else, stingrays and the turtle, sea turtle. This is the top of that, you know? So this to me is super cool. As cool as it is to see through that glass, to be up here and look down and to see the lighting and to see how this whole thing works. That's something that I'm super excited about. And that's always the access that I'm excited to share with you guys. Just take a look at that. So guys, today was an amazing adventure. First off, Joey, just thank you for coming and hanging out.
Always my pleasure.
It was a great time. So again, I'm going to put the link down in the description of his channel, as well as all his social media stuff. So go ahead and check him out. Trust me, there's some cool content. Whether you're into aquariums or not, you're going to learn a lot. Definitely got to give him a follow for sure. And I want to thank Sea Life Aquarium for letting us kind of invade their space. I mean, it was a pretty cool time, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that much about it, so I learned a lot and I had a lot of fun, so that was really good. You can follow them on Instagram at Sea Life Michigan or on Facebook at Sea Life Michigan Aquarium. It's a great time. And as always, guys, I'm Facebooking and tweeting and Instagramming my way through things, so you can make sure to follow me over at SnakeBytesTV and, of course, on the vlog channel at Brian Barczyk. Until next week, you've been watching Snake Bites.